Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I started the Marriage Foundation. And the question today is, how do I bring my husband back? So let's start right off. If he's gone, if he left and you have no communication with him anymore, we don't do spells or weird things like that. Chances are he's not coming back. Certainly not by anything you can do. However, if you have any contact with him at all, and let's talk about why he left. As painful as it may be, and right or wrong, he left because he didn't feel loved. He didn't feel like you were giving him the things that he thought you promised when you got married. It's really that simple. So from his point of view, remember, it's a male mind. He's going, hey, I bought a canoe. Turned out to be a rock that sits on the bottom of the river. Why should I stick around? I want my money back. That's how the male mind works. Very simple. So he didn't get what he thought he should be getting. All right, how do you bring him back? Simple answer. You give him the things that you promised him. What is the biggest thing? Very simple answer, because it's the thing that men look for the most. No, not sex. Unconditional love. You have not been expressing unconditional love to him. And now if you want him back, well, it's not as easy a sell. You can't say to him, oh, I'll give you unconditional love now. Because that's no, he knows you. He knows who you are. You don't do that. That's not your way. Why should he believe you if you tell him, I've changed? Why should he believe you? Well, there is a way. And the way is, you do change. And how do you change? You change by becoming that person. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not an easy thing to accomplish. I used to be a divorce mediator, and then I started saving marriages. And the first thing that I did was I laid out sort of the do's and the don'ts. And I'd meet with a couple like, okay, here's what you're doing wrong, here's what you're doing wrong, here's what you should be doing right, and like that. It's sort of like the guardrails for a natural marriage, and my books are all about that. But when it gets to the point, and I found this out the hard way early on. I was working with this one guy, and he says, man, Paul, everything that you've said is right. When I do it, it works 100% of the time. The trouble is I can't get myself to do it. And I thought, okay, give me some time to work on this. And I looked at it, I analyzed it. This is not like a unique problem. I mean, how many times have you broken your New Year's resolution on January 2nd? So I thought about this and I thought, why? How come we have so much difficulty? And I realized there's a scientific reason. Two. One is called instinctive reactions, and the other is called habits. Okay, what are you going to do? Well, we have this one other little thing called free will. And I'm going, well, why would God give us free will but not be able to use it? That doesn't make any sense. And I thought, well, he also gave us the laws of physics. And if we don't apply them, it doesn't work either. So I said, okay, I'll buy that. Let's put together a process. And I put together a process. I came up with a methodology. I came up with a technique. It's called the SO technique. And then I made it so you could use the SO technique. By the way, the SO technique is SEW. It stands for stop, evaluate, and act with wisdom. It will work for you too. I taught it to people, and sometimes people could use it right off the bat. Bam, that's excellent. Okay, before I act, and there's only 3 kinds of actions, I'm going to stop, I'm going to evaluate what I'm about to do, and then I'm going to do what is wisdom-based, soul-based. But 80% of the people couldn't do it. I had to explain how the mind works. When I started teaching therapists, I realized teaching how the mind works is easy to explain, but not so easy to absorb. It needs repetition. So I incorporated in my course a process, and this came later, where you have to repeat particular classes like 6 to 10 times. So it sinks in. So it's automatic. You know, it's like when you get in the car and you want to start the car, you don't even think. You put in the key, you turn it, bam, starts right up. But when you learn a technique like this, you need to understand the mechanics. So anyway, the long and short of it is this. You can bring your husband back, but you gotta do a specific proactive methodology. Now, maybe in the years to come, not maybe, for sure, people will come up with even better ways than I have come up with, but at least I know my way works. Look into it. It's the least you could do. I know it works. We have a very high success rate, and our course is guaranteed. In the meantime, if you need further help, more light on this topic, write into one of the counselors, put in a comment, I'll respond, we could go back and forth. And the counselors, by the way, are free. And go ahead and like this video so other people could see it, share it, and let's get your husband back. Have faith. Don't give up. Blessings to you, blessings to your husband too, and blessings to your family. Take care.